Let me put my costume on real quick. I'm just kidding. I had a wrist brace on a minute ago, so I didn't have any of my jewelry on. I'm sure you can believe it, but working with spring steel can kick your butt. Like, not just your wrists, but your whole body. There we go. So, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? What are you doing? How's your day? What'd you like about today? For anyone who is just joining, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And I'm working on... What is this? So early. I'm working on this cube right here, and what this is that I'm holding in my hand is a chainmail jelly cube, and the weave used to make it is called Japanese 4-in-1. It's where every ring has 4 rings going through it, except for the ones on the outer edge, right? And they're really fun. They're really kind of slinky and just a big fidget toy. This one is about half done. This monstrosity that I'm making right here, same concept, right? Every big ring will have 4 rings going through it, right? And it's just a large jelly cube sculpture. So we're gonna see if we can make something really unique out of this. That's what we're doing. So every big ring has 4 strands of this blackened stainless Byzantine on it. And that's to help hold everything in place. It was really loose when I first got started. These big rings are not round, so they have a tendency to slide past each other. And it wasn't ideal. But added the Byzantine and things seem to be perking up. Seems to be very rigid, holding its shape much more nicely. So I'm happy. I also measured. I want to do some captures in this, right? This is just a glass marble, and it's about 1/4 of an inch too big. I measured some distances here, and I think I need a 1-inch sphere, so I ordered a bunch of 1-inch stainless steel ball bearings. They should be here later on Monday. So we will start adding those. But it kind of answered the question for me. If I'm going to take my time and add the captured ball bearings to this thing, then I might as well add all these rings over here to it as well. So we may have just doubled the size of the whole project. Probably not a smart thing to do, but We'll see. We'll see how far I get. Hopefully one day I will be finished with this. It honestly hasn't taken that long. I worked on this in May. So April, May, I got the bulk of it done. Oh, come on. And then I got these crappy blackened stainless rings that all have to be, they're all out of round, so I have to adjust each one. So that is annoying, to say the least. So, and there's 27,000 blackened stainless rings. Bacon Bro, how you doing? What is going on? What are you up to today? So 27,000 blackened stainless rings, and got to fix each one. That is what is eating up the time on this project. So it sucks, but it is what it is. All right, you good? I'm doing good. Had a good day. Basically adjusted a bunch of these blackened stainless rings all day. I did this many today, which doesn't look like a lot, but that's several hundred rings, right? So that took up the bulk of my day. Hung out with my kiddo a little bit. Made dinner. I had Sloppy Joes, but they were like Sloppy Joe sliders, so they weren't, you know, weren't too bad. You've been doing yard work all day? Ooh, I got that coming up. Got that coming up. Progress on the cube is looking good. Oh no, just hammer. I did pulled pork yesterday, but like, you know how they say that as guys get older, they delineate into like World War II or cooking meats, right? And like, I didn't get into either of those. I enjoy World War II history. I enjoy, you know, a good barbecue. Still waiting on the price. What, Corey, how you doing? What price are we waiting on? You want a price of this cube right here? $10,000. And no, that's not a joke. I actually had someone contact me for a commission yesterday, day before. I'm not set up to take commissions. Like, I'd like to be, but I'm just not. So I'm hoping that I directed him to a couple other chainmail artists who do a lot of commission work, and I'm hoping they're able to meet what he wants, but I just couldn't do it cheaply, you know. It's great if you have stuff on hand with which to make your commissions, you know. If you have supplies on hand already purchased that you bought with the express purpose of using for commissions, that's one thing, right? All I've got is like some leftover stuff. So Astrid, how you doing? Astrid just finished up a enormous rainbow cube, and it's like rainbow with black highlights. It's super awesome. So if you get a chance, you should go over to her page and check out her new large cube, and then give her a follow. Alright, let's see if I can finagle this down. I was able to do this a little bit yesterday. That's no room to... I can't weave it into the base of this ring, right? So I'm trying to trying to get this chain down here. And I can't weave it down here. There's no room. So I have to, like, give it a little shimmy. Ashford, how's your day been? Other than that, there hasn't been much going on today. Just working on this cube, and it's been good stopping by before you do a live. Right on. Well, I appreciate it. It's always nice to see you. There we go. If you're watching this and you're like, "Oh, I love that. I would love to get into chainmail." Don't be like me. Don't do this crap. This is dumb. Like, yeah, okay, I might have a cool thing when I finish, but this is a pain in the ass. I'm just kidding. Be like me. Make crazy stuff. Go nuts. Do stuff crazier than what I'm doing. It's fun, and you have cool stuff, right? I was thinking about something, too. You guys know Norse Forged, right? Sometimes people will be in here, and they'll be like, who is this for? You know, what are you going to do with that? That's a ridiculous thing to make. Blah, you're wasting your time. You know, you get those people. So, like, Norse Forged is a blacksmith who's had a fairly large amount of success on social media. Makes really cool stuff. Is very charismatic. And recently just did, like, I don't want to call it like a mock Renaissance festival, but he put up an event, right? And the next event is in October, which, if it wasn't in North Carolina, I would totally go and be a vendor, right? I know people in North Carolina that I could connect with to help me, but also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it by October. So, but I probably could, right? But anyway, Billie Eilish, how you doing? Thank you. Norse Forge, large amount of success, is starting to build a castle, or that is his stated goal, right? Crazy cool project. Love it, right? And so, when you look at this cube and you say to yourself, who is this for? It's for someone like Norse Forged, right? Someone who has presumably excess capital, right? And can afford to spend large amounts of money on pieces of art to fill their castle. Actually, you know what? Someone tag Norse Forged. Let's get him over here and see if he wants this thing when I'm done. Let's just sell this thing now. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That would be funny, though. Yes. Thank you for taking a look at my humble work. How are you, Billy? You're sweaty? Aw, she called me talented. Actually, I'm assuming that Billie Eilish is female. I'm assuming Billie Eilish is female, but I have no idea. Anyway, not important. Where am I at here? Thank you. This is a cube project. So, if you've ever seen a chainmail cube before, right? It's a chainmail jelly cube. The weave used to make it is called Japanese 4-in-1, and that just means that 4 rings go through each ring. Bacon Bro, have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Okay. And then this is the same thing on a much larger scale. I used small rings to make the big rings. And then each big ring has these Byzantine chains that are to hold everything in place, kind of. Is this really hard to get into? No. In the link tree in my bio, there's the Mailworks app. It's available as a web app right now, and you can get on Google. The Apple one will be up again soon as I get time. And in there, you'll find suppliers, tool recommendations, where to find other chainmail artists. There's a Discord if you want to come in, join us, and ask questions. We've got new people in there. We've got experienced people in there. I think there's 35, 40 people or something. And we're just, bringing in more people as time goes on. So, all right. Move this out of the way. And I'm so informative. I hope so. There's multiple reasons why I do this. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel. Not a lot of people really know what chainmail is. Some kind of do, I guess. I'm not so sure. I gotta double check that one. Most people know what it is from like Lord of the Rings or Kingdom of Heaven or, King Arthur, medieval movies, right? And it's not like a household thing, really. So a lot of it is, to inform people that you can just make medieval armor at home, and then you can also do cool stuff with it, right? Thank you for the gifts. I do appreciate that. The other thing is to find people who want to get into chainmail. Just, me working on something, letting them know that you can just go and make this stuff, right? That's how I got into it. My uncle showed me that you could make it, and I was like, heck yeah. And the third reason is largely because I want to send people to my store so that they buy all my chainmail themed print products, right? That's a cool uncle. Yes, I'm fortunate enough to have 2 cool uncles. One taught me how to play the guitar, and the other demonstrated to me that you could make chainmail at home. And I thought it was the most amazing thing. I went immediately home and started putting some stuff together. And I've been doing it for 28 years now. And he's a very cool uncle. He's goes on tour with the Avatar Lego build that him and his little Lego store did. And the he did haunted houses back in the day when I was growing up, and he let me help out with those. And do they think your pieces are amazing? Yeah. They both do. The guitar, the one that taught me guitar, and my haunted house uncle, my Lego uncle. Got guitar uncle, and chainmail haunted house Lego uncle. Okay, this is gonna be so much fun to try and get this in here. If I do it. So I get a lot of love and support from them. They've been good to me, better than I deserve. All right. What'd I do? I just screw that up? I did. Anyway. Hey man, just want to say hi before you ride. Hope you have a good day. Might join back later. Alright, Mac, it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. This doesn't want to go in. Okay, so the big rings are comprised of two different weaves, right? The first weave is just a strip of full Persian chain, and full Persian is just the name of a weave. Then the outside is covered in single units of box, and the box is only connected to the full Persian, right? So it's difficult to explain, but there will be like 1 unit of box connected to a okay. Hang on. Alright, so SandWyrm chain, right? The outside rings are only connected to the inside chain, right? They are not connected to each other. So this ring and this ring do not touch, right? This ring and this ring do not touch, okay? Just, it's kind of an odd little weave. And I was intending to make a dragon scale pine cone sculpture. Still on my list of things to make, but what the rings that I had on hand did not quite work out for that endeavor, so I made this instead. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. This is a struggle. Why isn't this working? Okay, through there, down through here. Come on. Don't miss that by a mile. Alright, I do know what I'm doing, I promise. He said to himself over and over and over again. Come on. As this project gets bigger, there's less and less room to weave. Alright. I have a question about how many rings it would need to use for a project, and making it a really long question, though. Ask away. I can give a guess. The number of rings they'll use is totally dependent on so many factors. How you doing, Isaiah? Okay. Maybe if I just do the outside and then do the inside, that seems doable. That worked. That was simple. Oh. Oh my gosh, I did it. There we go. That was absurd. Okay, it's going to be from your shoulders to 1 inch past your collarbone, and it's going to be a turtleneck. Oh, hang on. I'm going to do English Standard weave, and I'm going to be making a turtleneck. By English Standard, do you mean European foreign one? Okay. It's going to be from your shoulders to 1 inch past your collarbone. You're making a dickie? Like, you're making from here to here? Like, right under your collarbones. Turtleneck. Okay. Do you know what ring size you want to use? That's the biggest factor. Talking about, like, square footage of different weaves and varying ring sizes. Like, I don't know of anyone who's made a calculator for all the varying different weaves and ring sizes that are out there. So if you're just looking to hazard a guess as to how many you need to order or make, oh, you're looking for a suggestion? Okay. How does that look? Do I look pretty? Kind of what we're thinking. It's fashion, darling. One, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. That's 100. What's 100 times 32? Right? Okay, so 100 times 32 is 3,200 rings. I'm just holding this up as like the front, right? And this ring size, this is 16 gauge, 1/4 inch black and stainless steel, an European foreign one, right? And so my guess is going to be 6,400 rings. Exactly. No, I'm just kidding. I'd order, I'd hazard a guess of 6,000 rings. I don't know of a better way to guess a measurement, you know? Like, I got a sheet of chainmail right here. We can figure out, like, what it looks like. Pretty much making a Lady of the Lake costume for the Ren Fair. Right on. Very cool. The Ren Fair. Bristol is going on right now, so kind of excited. I might be able to make it out there. Take my kiddo and go. I need to go and find a spear, but also I need to be financially responsible. And those two things are very conflicting. It's like, do I skip the Renaissance Festival this year? It's like, I've already got my son's birthday that's coming up, paid for. Got to get him a gift. Right? Thank you so much. I've been commenting on a bunch of creators' videos, but no one answered. Oh. Well, if you're still fairly new, and you want to get assistance, in the link tree in my TikTok profile is a link to the Mailworks app. And inside of the app are all of the resources I wish I'd had when I first got started making chainmail 28 years ago. And it's free to download on Google. I'll get the Apple link back up. But there's a web app that you can open up instead of downloading it right now, because Apple was being a pain. And there's a Discord in there you can join if you want to ask more questions, post pictures if you need help with something. And it's all, you know, just to help people out. And to send people to my website. But yeah. Oh my god, you're the chainmail cube guy you've been looking for? This cube? I'm the chainmail cube guy. Those videos have done the best. Those videos they have done, they are by far. I could just sit here, literally one video. I shook the cube along to a song, and like, I don't know. I think that one's like 70,000 views or something. I had other cube videos. 2 of them go over 2 million now. So yeah, I guess that is what I am now known for. That's funny. And awesome. Someone was out looking for me. Somebody cares. Alright. No, because you were estimating how many rings you put in there and you were just like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think that video's done over 2 million views, and it's got like 1,000 comments, and every comment is arguing with me about the math I used to figure out how many rings are in this cube, right? As if, like, I think I weighed it in the video. Maybe not that video, but the next one for sure. And same thing. Bunch of people just arguing with me about the math, and it's like, I don't know, it's just what someone told me. I never should have mentioned it. And well, I mean, if you have questions, ask away. It's like, I am as much of an open book as I can be, and you know, especially when it comes to chainmail, everything I've learned was like open market or open source information, right? You could never find my account. Well, the algorithm has brought us back together. One, two. That is correct, right? What in the world? What in tarnation is going on here? You magically stumbled upon it today? Right, well, I'm glad you found me. I'm glad that you think of me as the chainmail cube guy. I did not invent those, so don't let me take too much credit for them. There are cooler ones out there. There are a few larger ones out there. You didn't know who I was. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's like most people do not make cubes larger than 10 rows wide, right? Most. There's a handful, a dozen maybe, that will go to extremes. One of my friends, the admin of the group Chainmail over on Facebook, has a cube that he's going to have 750,000 rings in when he's done, making it out of copper and steel. Then there's currently Lisa Ellis, very talented chainmail artist, a chainmailita, if you will. And she's working on, her cube is at like 31 rows. Something like that. I'm only taking this one out to 20, right? I'm at 16 right now. And to get it from 16 rows wide to 20 rows wide on each side, I have to double the amount of rings I have in this. So I've been told it's not exponential math, it's cube math. I don't know what any of that means. You have another long question? Ask away. If I can help, I will. I don't know how to solve for world peace. I do, but I'm not going to tell you. No, dolphins aren't really from outer space. That's just something Douglas Murray wanted to try to convince everyone of. Yes, you do need a towel. Speaking of Douglas Murray? No, Douglas Murray is the fucking English guy who what is the freaking book's name? Galaxy Highway Douglas 42 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas. Got that part right. Douglas Adams. There we go. How could I forget that? So Doug Adams. What color do you want your chainmail to be? Like this color? Or do you want like anodized aluminum? Okay, so if we're going with just... Okay, the neck piece is not going to weigh that much, right? Couple of pounds. Whole shirt, 20, 25 pounds. Those can get very heavy. If you want a silver look, you know, that chainmail that you see in movies kind of look, right? Stainless steel, right? All metal is going to oxidize except for gold and leave discoloration. Aluminum will leave like a black discoloration, right? Stainless steel takes a long time to tarnish. And so You're much more, I think you're better off with stainless steel for this application. I wouldn't use aluminum for it. You can use aluminum and get away with it. Probably. Like, not get your costume dirty so you can wear it again, or should you not risk the summer heat plus weight of the chainmail and get your stuff dirty? Yeah. I would go with stainless steel. It's going to take longer to tarnish. It will over time. It's going to... What is going on here? Oh, I see. I did miss. There's a whole ring missing. That's what's going on. There. I think this was the first time I'd ever done this. Yeah, a small piece like that isn't going to weigh very much. It's not going to be super heavy. Aluminum is lighter than steel, but you know what? They make, I want to say they make silver anodized aluminum. Right? I don't know in what ring sizes. Okay? So if you download the Mailworks app, in the suppliers section, there's We've Got Mail, there's Metal Designs, and the Ring Lord. Right? One of them has a silver anodized aluminum. Okay? That is probably your best bet. The anodization, depending on how much you wear the piece, will wear off over time, but it's not like overnight or anything. And it does, when exposed to UV light, it does fade over time. But if you're just wearing it to the Renaissance Festival, a day or two a year, that's what I'd do. You can tell how much a newbie I am because the rings you were thinking 1,200 would be enough. I mean, like I said, it depends on the ring size. If you got 1,200 14 gauge 3/8 rings, that might work. I don't know. That's almost twice the size as the 1/4 inch rings. How are you doing? I'm going to do something here. I'm just going to see if these were easier to work with. No? Oh, yeah. Much better. And, you know, it might be. I don't know what your measurements are. I'm 5'9", 230. So, that gives you any idea of how we compare in size. But honestly, I doubt 1,200 would get you through the front of the thing. You know what I mean? What is the average size rings for chainmail? There isn't one. There's like a range. Most people don't work in rings above bigger than 14 gauge. And they don't work in ring sizes smaller than, say, 22 or 24 gauge. Most people, right? And so your average ring size is anywhere from like 3/32, 22 gauge 3/32 of an inch, all the way up to 14 gauge 1/2 inch, right? Now, there are plenty of people who like to take things to the extreme. And, you know, there are some rings that are better for certain weaves than others. I might be able to answer that question better, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. getting out all the pliers tonight. One, two, three, four, five. So if I can do, what time is it? 9, 16? If I can do, I've done those two and this one. All right, we might get away with this. All right. So like I like to use 16 gauge 5/16 American wire gauge for full Persian. I like to use 16 gauge 1/4 inch for European 4-in-1. You know, there are ring sizes that make better looking weaves than others. What's up?
Did you eat all that Kringle?
Yes.
You ate the whole Kringle?
I ate the whole thing.
You ate all the Kringle?
All of the Kringle, the entire thing.
You are grounded.
You can't ground me.
You ate all of it?
I'm already under the ground. I am in my basement.
You ate all of it?
I ate all of it.
You ate the whole Kringle? I've yet to know...
I'm going to repeat myself and say, yes, I ate the whole Kringle.
I've yet to meet anyone who's eaten an entire Kringle.
Oh, please.
I'm very upset right now.
Sorry, babe. I didn't realize you wanted any. Oh, come on. All right. You don't know if what would help. Knowing what ring sizes work best for what weave? Probably not if you're new. You know? Probably is all just gobbledygook for the first little bit. But, you know. It's like you see, everybody starts somewhere. And there's so much free information out there. And it's like, you can become you can get really good in 3 months. If you're like naturally inclined to do this. And if you're not naturally inclined and you insist on wanting to learn, you can probably get really good in less than 6 months. It just depends. I did not get measurements on this side. I don't know what this is, but it looks expensive and fancy. How you doing? Is it Jim? JJM Hall? It is expensive. So what we're making... This is a cube, right? And it's going to be that tall by that wide by that deep, I guess. Am I making a full chainmail suit? No. Matt, how you doing? That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much. So this is a chainmail jelly cube. They're super fun, super fidgety, right? I have a blast. The weave, why I brought this up. The weave used to make this is called Japanese 4-in-1. If you look closely, you can see that 4 rings go through every other ring. Or 4 rings go through every ring. And this is the same pattern. And then I just use the blackened stainless, the blackened chains to hold everything in place. And at the end of it, it's going to sit as a large cube sculpture. And then someone with too much money and not enough sense is going to buy it from me for a ridiculous amount of money. Got it, dude. Never seen anything like this. Matt, this is the first one that I've made as far as like large chainmail sculptures. So my goal is to make 10 to 15 different sculptures and then approach an art gallery for an exhibition. I live in between Chicago and Milwaukee, and I've got a large tourist area about an hour away. So between those three places, there's going to be somewhere, right, will accept my work and put it on display and try to convince people to pay ridiculous sums of money for it. Hell yeah. What weave is your wide bracelet? This one is, can't bend my wrist at that angle. That is called Interwoven 4-in-1. It's a weave made by Dr. T. I think Dr. T has a website. I don't remember what it's called. He is an amazing chainmail artist who used to just make the whole Ringlord forum go nuts for everything he made just because he's so freaking good. Crafting for introverts, how are you doing tonight? Anyway, I'm going to get Interwoven 4-in-1 tattooed on my arm. All the way around. With 4-in-1 going up my shoulder and down my arm. And my logo. Peachy, how about you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain. I am literally doing the one thing I was designed to do. And hanging out, you know, cannot complain. Wow, except when I do that and screw everything up. So right now I'm just adding this blackened stainless chain. I'm gonna try and add it. And since I can't get down to where since I can't weave this chain down where I need it to be on this big ring, because there's no room, I'm going to try and just shimmy it down this big ring. It kind of worked a couple other times, so. All right, that 4-in-1 jelly cube is it built diagonally from a corner? So, okay, yeah. So I start with just a little section and then build out on 3 sides from there. Largely because I didn't know how big I was going to make this. If you know the dimensions of the cube that you want to make, a lot of people I know build one layer and then just build each layer on top of that until it's the dimension that they want, right? But I started in the corner and then just built it out over 3 sides, and this is about halfway done. It's got an inch to go on 3 sides, basically. Thanks for your help. You'll check out the link in bio. You're very welcome, Isaiah. Get on the app. Hop in the Discord if you have any more questions. If I can't help you, I will try and point you in the right direction of someone who can. All right. Every time I see you have that same cube, yeah. Which one? I'm assuming this one, right? Because that's the cube that has made me go the most viral, most follows, and it's here on my desk because people like to ask about it a lot. Use paper clips as a frame for your jelly cubes. Yeah, there's a bunch of methods of going about making cubes. And there's no right way. There's just the way that gets the job done. The way that gets the job done is the right way, right? This is going to haunt me. So now, I was only able to get 1 ring in here because it twisted on me. It's also like if I ever am able to do to vend a show, which currently I'm not able to do physically. Like, I will definitely bring that cube, but I will also have my bike, which I have the saddlebags covered on, out in front of where I'm vending from so that people can see what I do, right? Oh, wow, that went flying. It's like make big pieces to draw people in and sell them chainmail print items and whatever chainmail I've made on hand for sale. I would like to do that. I don't know if or when I'll be able to do that. Probably not anytime soon. Like I was talking earlier about going to the Norse Forged event in October. It's like I wish I could go. Highly unlikely that that could happen, but P.S. Your teachers are going to hate you because you have inspired you to do chainmail in class. Well, hey, you know, don't I don't know, stick it to the man. Look, okay. Here's some unsolicited life advice. You get out of school what you put into it. If you make chainmail at school, you will have chainmail at the end of the day, right? There's not a whole lot that they're going to provide for you that's going to be useful in the real world. Okay? So don't get expelled, make some chainmail. You know, and your teachers can hate me because I'm not a fan of teachers. What would a cube cost me if you wanted to buy it from me? So I don't do commissions most of the time, especially for stuff that I don't have supplies for. If you wanted a cube from me, I would say that there's 2 people on this app, 2 other people that I've directed other people who have inquired about cubes to Astrid.wolfe, ASTRID.WOLFE. She was in here earlier tonight, and I think she is live right now. And she is set up to take commissions, and she makes a lot of cubes for people. The issue is that I'm not set up to take commissions, and if I was to take a commission on a cube right now, I would absolutely stop everything that I was doing to do the commission, right? And that would just, I don't have time to stop working on this right now. Does that make sense? So, however, just so you know, I have this bag full of rings, and there is a very large cube started, and I am probably going to finish this. It's going to be very large, and I'm probably going to raffle it off. So, keep a lookout for that. Your grades are so good that you get bored in class, so you just do your hobbies. Okay. Teachers can also be bribed with trinkets. That is in fact how I graduated. You love my shirt? Heck yeah. I got a poster of the Ocarina of Time up there. Oh, my leg is numb. Rock Pimp, how you doing tonight? Uh-oh. No, your teachers are stalwart. They are private school teachers. Aw. I am doing wonderful. Doing what I love, the thing that I was meant to do in life, and hanging out with you guys. Literally all I want to do. You know, outside of hanging out with my family and disappointing my wife because I ate all the Kringle. It's like she bought several Kringle for. If you don't know what a Kringle is, it's a pastry breakfast dish that a lot of people eat up here in Wisconsin, right? It was a new thing to me when I first moved up here. I'd never heard of one. But she bought like 4, and she probably only got 1 piece on the day that she brought them into work. That's my guess. And she thought, oh, I have one at home. You know, I'll get some when I get home. And then I had already eaten it all. Because when food is available, you know, it goes missing. Teachers also live off honest, sincere gratitude. We shouldn't feed one like this in the wild. By the way, what was the other creator's name you want to pop into? We're live. Astrid.wolf. ASTRID.WOLFE. All right. You're very welcome, Isaiah. Have a good one. Good luck in school. I have the settings on my freaking live for 18 plus. So I don't like I don't mind interacting with kids who are interested, but also like you have things at 18 plus to protect you, you know? Alright, let's wiggle this down and see if we can slide this one down, and then that will be it for this one. We can move on to the next. If it's going to move at all. Okay, for anyone watching, right? I have to get this strand of Byzantine down here. Right, I got to move it all the way down, and it's very tight. That's what I'm struggling with. Like, I ordered the ring sizes so that they would fit around everything very snugly. There we go, we got some movement. Because I need them to stay in place so that they will hold everything in place, ideally. And it's kind of worked. So far. So far, so good. Come on. A lot of times when you try and do it this way, it gets hung up on, like right now it's hung up on a ring that is just jutting out too far. This is going to be huge. Yeah, it should be 8.5 by 8.5 on, by 8.5 on each side. So there's, as of right now, the plan is for it to have 42,000 rings in it. Right? 42,560 rings by the time it's all said and done. Right? That's the goal right now. Okay? The issue is that I just bought 40 stainless ball bearings to add as captures. But the space that I have, I only have about 5 spaces for captures on this piece as of right now, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Come on. There. Okay, so there's a little pocket in here. And this glass marble that I have in here is too large, right? But there's this little pocket of space. And I want to put a stainless steel ball bearing in there. But I only have here, 2 up here, 2 over here, and then 1 more up here. So you can't really see them. You won't really be able to see them anyway. And this is, I think this is like 13 pounds right now. But, you know, in order to make the piece complete, I feel like we'll at least add 5. Okay? And then if I get some extra funding or something, I already have the next step I would need to put 32 captures in this thing. Or to capture 32 stainless ball bearings, right? It's how much work do I want to do? Right? All the big rings for this right now, like these are the chains for all the big rings. I can't use my right arm. They're already done. And if I add, if I try to input the 32 captures, I'll basically double the number of rings I have in this, right? So that's how, I mean, cubes just get exponentially bigger like that. I mean, Press Pro is a huge goal. Yeah, it's, I mean, I just finished up an inlay that took me, oh, you know what I just did? Oh, no. Did I fuck up? No. Oh, no. Okay. I screwed up on this one. So the way all of these go is all the horizontal rings rotate the same direction. All the vertical rings rotate the same direction, right? This one is off. Can I just flip it? Do I have enough room to do that? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. No, I can't. Crap. C-R-A-P. I'm gonna mark this. Give me a loose ring. Jeez Louise. I don't know what I'm doing with these pliers. They won't do anything. Okay. I'll put a... And all this is, all making sure that all the way... Okay. You see how all the rings kind of lay a certain direction, right? Getting the big rings to all go the same way is simply a... what's the word? An artist's attention to detail, right? Like, there's nothing special about making them all go the same way. So let's make sure I put this next one in that's going the same way. Aesthetic, yeah. So that so that when you're looking at it, there's not these jarring directional changes on your eyeballs, right? At least I tell myself that so I can sound fancy. I think that's the case. I'm not gonna lie. had trouble with this last time. So we're just going to go the easy route here. Mediocre isn't fun, be exceptional. I don't disagree at all. In fact, I tell you what, this is not the most intricate or complex or the most significant chainmail project ever made, right? It's not the largest, but it is probably the largest sculptural application of this technique that I'm aware of, where you use small rings to make big rings and then you make the big rings into a thing. And like that's my whole shtick moving forward. I made a couple of smaller pieces, and like I've got a list of, you know, a dragon, a cross, dragon scale pine cone. This is my steel cube, you know. Like my list is growing of ideas, growing with ideas of things to make using this technique. And part of that is because I do want to get to a gallery and have them display my stuff on exhibition and have people pay tremendous amounts of money. Right. I don't know if they will. We'll see what happens, but ow. Oh, goodness. Come on. Don't do that. Come on. The rings, the 16 gauge 3/8 rings used to make the big rings here are all spring steel, which is just, oh, so much fun to work with. Have you seen the die maker who is assembling a penny cube from sheets? He built a custom apparatus. Yeah, didn't he finish it? Pretty sure he finished it, but like the way he aligned all of the pennies is the same as this is how all the rings are aligned in this cube, right? His are just solid, where these move around, but it's the same pattern from one layer to the next. I thought that was cool. My phone stand decided. Oh no! That's the worst. How you doing, Jade? You want to play with the cube? It does feel nice. It's fun. It's very fidgety. And, you know, you can just sit here and do this for way too long. And you'll, like, zen out for a little while. And then you'll come back. It's fun. You're jealous. I get it. I have another one on the way, but it won't be here till like Tuesday. That's the worst. But hey, now you get to hang out with me. I'd send you mine. I don't really need it. I mean, I use it occasionally, but I don't need it, you know. See you around, friend. All right. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Stop back in a week or two and see how much progress we've made. Or see if we've made no progress. Both of those are likely outcomes of time passing. Or you can just come back tomorrow night, too. You can also do that. Actually, tomorrow night's... What's tomorrow? Friday? I have a birthday coming up in the next week. Oh, you know, I called my grandma today. She reminded me of that. My grandma is like 10,000 years old. Lovely woman. Canning apricots right now. And it's that. And the canning apricots, the pears, the home cooking, right? That, it makes me so angry that I did not move back home to Idaho. Because I missed out on years of having access to my grandma's good canned fruits. So she's canning apricots today. And, yeah, it's... Other than that, she was doing pretty good, but I called her in mid-can... And she had to get back to work fairly quickly, so I'll call her again later. All right. How long has this taken so far? Okay, you got a fancy canvas one with a ring light and a crazy arm. Sweet. That's much better than the one I would have sent you. Is she sending you some for your birthday? I wish. She would if I was, like, closer, but I'm 1,800 miles away. So, yeah. No, she lives in Idaho. So I think it's 20. It's 24 hours from here to there. I think it's 1,800 miles. I don't remember. I drove twice a couple years ago. You're directionally challenged? That's okay. I don't know that I was like explaining it very well, but... All right. So how long has this taken so far? So that is an excellent question. The math is about 200 rings an hour or so. I'm a little slower when I'm building it, right? But I have... Uh-oh. Whoa. Man, I'm making a mess. Okay, so like all the chains for the big rings are done. Okay? And there's 95 of those. 95 times 168 is 15,960 rings. I don't have my calculator pulled up. So, calculator. 15,960 divided by 200 rings an hour is 79.8. Right? But I built all the rings like, and then I realized that I had screwed up, so I had to take half of them apart. And then I made them the correct way. And then I realized I didn't have enough rings, so I took off the outer layer. These big rings are made of two different weaves. And so then I replaced the outer layer and built them all back up. And now I've added the Byzantine, the strands of blackened Byzantine, right? That I'm adding to help hold everything into place. And all of those rings are out of round, right? So I have to adjust every one of them. And I have this coffee creamer jug full of blackened stainless rings. And that's probably been, I probably have over 200 hours into it right now with all of that. Lessons learned, for sure. Very hefty lessons were learned. So, by the time this is all said and done, I'll have over 500 hours into it, I think. Where's the jelly cube at? Is that O? Thank you, Jade. People stop by. Someone's saying that, oh, I always see you with that jelly cube. And it's like, yeah, because people stop by and ask me about it. All right. I've got, this is only, this. How long did jelly cube take? So this has 22,000 rings in it right now, roughly. So if this took me, if the ring count on this took me 80 hours, I didn't make any mistakes that I had to backtrack on this. So at 200 rings an hour, it's over 100 hours. It's probably like 130, I think, last time I checked. I don't know. Makes sense. Again, it looks fantastic. You want to shrink yourself and play inside of it? Right on. But a long time. Not as long as it felt. Okay? It's like I have another 32 ounces, I think it was, to add to the other cube there. And that I gotta double the number of rings I have in it in order to finish it. So it should have 44,000 some odd rings when it's done. Get out of there. And it's just, since there's no change, you're just weaving the same ring onto the same layer, right? So each of the surfaces of the cube right now, each of the surface has over 700 rings on it. So it takes like 3.5 hours to do one side. And you have to do 2 layers in order to move to the next side of the cube. Thank you for sharing the live. Much appreciated. All right. A couple more rings here. You have the patience of a saint. It only takes patience if you'd rather be doing something else, right? Like I said, the cube does become kind of a grind. And that, it does get difficult to get through that, but also, like, I have a goal in mind, and I know that it ends, right, when I reach that goal. So, with that in mind, like, I do this as much as I can, right? I have several old projects that need to be finished up. Several projects that need to be changed into something else, or like finished in a better manner. Like, I've got a bunch of guitar straps, and they're cool, but they're not functional, right? Because I wasn't as good as I thought I was when I initially made them. And you don't want, excuse me, you don't want metal touching guitars, okay? So I'm going to adjust my guitar straps, so add some leather and make them functional, like really functional. And we'll get to that project, those projects soon. So I got those to fix. I had a black and stainless shirt that I was working on. And then because of some changes at the manufacturer, I couldn't get the same rings again. And so I had to take that shirt and I turned it into something else, right? I so far have used it to cover the tops of my saddlebags for my Road King. And it came out amazing. That's easily one of my most favorite projects right now. And then I'm going to do, hopefully in the winter, once riding season's over, I'm going to do a leather and chainmail gas tank bib. And I'm going to wrap the toolkit in chainmail. And it should be really cool this time next year. But the tops of the saddlebags are already done. So that part of the project's like out of the way. Took way longer than I anticipated. But like it doesn't take patience as much as you'd think, because like I said, I know where the end is. Right? And I don't really want to be doing this is the only thing I'm good at. You know? And I'm not even that good. I'm just a little bit more creative than other people. I've got a little bit more experience than some other people. But there are plenty of chainmail artists who will blow me out of the water. You know? So not only am I patient, I'm humble too. And good looking, and charming, and, you know, never mind. And I ride a motorcycle. What? Alright, 4 more rings and then this is on. I want to use the other pliers. I got started when I was about 14. My uncle showed me that you could make, he was working on a piece and I watched him for like 30 seconds. And I said, well, I'm going to make this my whole personality. And so I did. I went home and immediately got started trying to make something. And, you know, there wasn't a lot of resources back in 1996. There wasn't a lot of resources last century. I gotta... Yeah. We didn't have what you kids have today. Right? And so we made do. I learned a couple weaves off of looking at images. And then in 2004, I stumbled across the Ring Lord up in Canada. And they had a forum with a bunch of resources, and they had like all the materials you could think of they were turning into rings to make into chainmail. You know, that was just a blessing. Add funny to your list of descriptors. I'm glad you left. And so I ordered a ton of rings to experiment with from them. And I really got serious about this back in about 2006, 2005, 2006. No. I really got serious with this about 2010. 2009, 2010. It's like I just got out of the military, started college. And I had started some projects. Well, I'd done plenty of projects while I was in the military, but really after I got out of the military and started college, I was like, you know, you got to sit there and watch 1,000 videos for some crap class, and it's like, let me occupy my hands while I do this. And I started making a bunch of random stuff. Some of that stuff has been turned into other things. Some of it became very cool stuff that I've either sold or put on my mantle. Yeah. I was in the Army. I was a nurse in the Army back in from 2002 to 2009. And after 2 deployments, it's like on my second deployment, I was trying to get to Afghanistan because that's where things were happening. And they sent me to southern Iraq on another detainee ops thing, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna get out and go to school. This is dumb. I don't want to, you're a Navy brat, right on. My brother's in the Navy, currently on his he's about to enter his 3rd tour out in Japan. So he has yet to have a duty assignment in the lower 48. First duty station was Sicily. Second was Kyoto, Japan. Then Okinawa. Then he's going back to somewhere in Japan. Where I learned to make stuff like this. When I was about 14, my uncle pulled out some pliers and some rings and started weaving some chainmail in front of me. And I took off from there. So, all right. For anyone watching. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And they are print products. Right? And I've got hooded blankets and a couple of hoodies and coffee cups and mugs and all kinds of cool stuff over at my website. And if you use discount code LIVESTREAM, all one word, lowercase, livestream, you'll get 20% off anything you order tonight. And you can find the link in my link tree. You can find the link, use my username and add .com to it. Yes, thank you for the follow. Please like, follow, share. And go to my socials on my link tree. YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. Sontar. So these are like as seen on TV armrests. They've got like a little clip-on thing here, and then the leather, the faux leather that they had on there fell apart after a while, and so I used a chainmail stamp to make to stamp this for my armrests. You're on Single Mom Finances, but we'll definitely check it out when you have extra funds. Well, I appreciate it. I do, right? There are plenty of free ways to support, which you've already done tonight, and for that I am eternally grateful. You hung out with me. You had a bunch of comments. You added to the conversation. I think that's wonderful. So thank you very much. There's also a coffee you can donate to, and then I'm building out my Amazon not my Amazon wish list, but my Amazon affiliates list. It's listed in the Mailworks app already, and it has tool recommendations and stuff. I'm going to add a few more things in there and then throw it in my link tree. That way when people ask, how do you get started and everything, like the tool recommendations and the chainmail Joe kits all right there. It's like I would promote those things for free, but Amazon will pay you, and it doesn't cost anyone who purchases something from there anything extra. So I'll have that at some point too. Very cool. Thanks. You're very welcome. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you too, random citizen. Is that the line? That's not the line. I think it's just, and thank you, random citizen. From Megamind. I forget what the superhero's name is. But anyway. Astrid, you have a wonderful evening too. Thank you for stopping by. What else? Follow me on all my socials, pretty please. I need to build all of them up, not just TikTok. That's a great way to support. Follow me on TikTok. Like, follow, share, subscribe. All the fun stuff that you regularly do. All right. And then use discount code LIVESTREAM to get 20% off at mailworks.com. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week, right? I do have stuff to do, life to handle, but most nights of the week, like between Father's Day and July 4th, I replaced a fence post, I built a garden bed, and I was wiped out. So I only made a few streams those couple weeks there. But I made these two, and then I made this one. This one I purchased from another mailer. So, yes, please check all the things. It would be wonderful. Other than that, we've gotten a long way. This is coming along. We're getting somewhere. We don't really necessarily know where, but we're getting somewhere. I wonder. Oh, dude, you know what'd be cool? No, it wouldn't. Never mind. It would be cool though if this was like a little less. Nah, never mind. It wouldn't be cool. It would almost work if I could just like pyramid this up one more layer, but this is kind of the top, so. And then do the same thing on the bottom and build it that way. This is too big to play with, right? I kind of got to do it one way, which is the way I started, the way I planned it out. So, all right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. You guys make it worth it being here. I do appreciate you very much. The rest of the week, hopefully, I will be doing streams. We'll see what happens. It is summertime. There's beautiful weather outside. And, you know, sometimes other people put beer in my hand. But I will try to be here as much as I can. And then once we get back into school where everything's like very routine, it's a lot easier to maintain a streaming schedule. So we'll get back to it. But thank you all so much. You all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff I got to do before bedtime. All right. If not, you'll be sad. Okay, I'll try to be here. All right. You all have a good night. Bye.
Have you noticed the